Hi, this is Sulaiman Abdulhamid, aka Ibile, and I'm an SAP consultant, and I'm here today to talk about how to create an AR recurring transaction in SAP Business One. In our last class, we discussed an AP recurring transaction, but in today's class, we are going to talk about how to create an AR recurring transaction. An AR recurring transaction is an account receivable repetitive is for account receivable repetitive transaction is a is created when a customer consistently make an order of the same products or same service. Instead of us to be creating the invoice over and over again, we can simply create a template whereby the documents will be created automatically at the defined dates with the help of a click of button. So I'm going to share my screen now. Then we see how this template is created for an AR recurring transaction. Okay, so to create an AR recurring transaction, we are going to click on modules, it says AR, recurring transaction templates. Now, these are the criteria for the creation of the template. So we are going to put the dates. So we are starting today. Today is 30. Yeah. So then the validity of the documents. So let's say the documents is starting today also. Let's say the transaction we are having is starting from today. It's going to last for uh, let's say for a year, and it's going to be every month supply that the customer is going to supply us this particular product every month. So let's say the supplies is starting today, 30th of December. So it's going to end by November, okay, 30th of November 2025. Okay, yes. Okay, okay. Let's make it uh 6 months. So that is going to end by May, 31st May 2025 next year. So here we select the customer. Let's say our customer is let's say web customer. Let's say this is our customer, web customer. No, copy and paste. Copy and paste. This is our customer. Then the customer group. Let's say the customer is a distributor. Then the documents. Which documents are we creating? We are creating an AR invoice. So this AR invoice update. Click update. Then we click OK. So, um, so the template, we give the template name as a uh, invoice, 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 as a invoice Invoice, let's say invoice for supply. Yeah. Okay, invoice for stationery. Okay, let's say invoice. Let's say stationery. Okay, let me say ST. Let's say invoice STR. Okay, that's the invoice for stationery. STR. Okay, so we now create the invoice here. We create the document here because this is the invoice here. So we now create the documents here. We click on new since we don't have the invoice already. So we choose our customer. Our customer is web customer. Okay. We choose the item the customer is supplying us. Uh, let's say we choose printer labels. Then we choose the quantity. How many is this customer supplying us every month? Like you said, this customer normally wants to be supplying us every month. How many is this supply? Is going to supply us every month? Let's say um, 10, 10 of this, and the unit price per one is 72.48 GBP. Let's assume that the item is not VAT included. Let's say it's VAT exempted. You can decide to make it VAT taxable item, or let's make it tax exempted. So the next thing is, so we put the posting date, which is today's date. Due date is the document date is also there. So the total invoice amount is 724.80 GBP. So the next thing is we are going to add the document. So uh, so let's you add a new. So automatically the document number is generated. So the next thing is recurrence period, which is monthly, and the recurrence dates. I which day of the month we are going to be having this document prepared. Let's say on the second of every month. Then the start date is okay. Let's say on the 30th of every month. But as for February and as for February, it's going to be 28th. So the start date is 2024. That's the start date. Okay, let's make it on the first of every month. So so the start date is 30/12, which is today's date. So the next execution date will be on the first of next month, which is 2025. So then we click on updates. So the documents is updated. We have created an recurring AR invoice. So the document is created already. So for us to now see our recurring transaction now, the documents we created, like where we are going to be seeing the documents on the next execution date. We are going to see it here in recurring transaction. So if you click here, the documents, so on the next execution day, which is on the 1st of January, on the 1st of January 2025, which is next month, the next execution, the document will be displaying here like these ones, yeah. So once the document displays here, we are going to select the document by clicking on this box. So once we click on the box like this, we are going to, on the downside, we are going to see execute. Once we see that everything is fine, we don't have anything to change there or to edit, then we are just going to click on execute. Once we click on the execute, the document will be created automatically like this. On the message here, we have AR invoice number 1312 generated successfully. So that means the invoice is created automatically. So we don't need, instead of us to be creating the invoice whenever we are to create an invoice to the customer that supplies all the same uh, products or render of the same service. We simply created this template whereby the recurring transaction is generated. Then the document is created with a click of a button. So, but on the other hand, for us to be seen, to be notified of the recurring transaction, like when the time for us to make another execution, for us to be getting a notification in form of alert message, we are going to enable some setting like we did on the other time. In my previous video, we explained this. We are going to enable some setting by going to administration, system initialization, general setting. So on the general setting, the service, we have BP, business partner, budget, service, display, and others like that. Funds, parts, inventory, and others. On the service tab, we are going to make sure these are checked. Display recurring transaction and execution. Send alerts for activity schedule for today. This particular one. Display inbox when new message arrives. Display. So if all these settings are enabled, so we on this task bar, we are going to see the new recurring transaction to be executed here, display here on this task bar. This message / alerting overview. So the message will pop up here. Then we now click on the documents. Then the document is generated. So that's the end of the class for today. That's the end of how to create an AR recurring transaction. Please, thank you for your time. I want us to watch some of our other video, our previous other videos. Subscribe to our page, like and share. Then comment if you have any question. Don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. So subscribe to my page. Thank you so much. I still remain Sulaiman Ahmed, aka Ibile. Thanks.